The headlines have said the market's up or down on stimulus hopes or fears, but the moves have actually been pretty small. So do you think that investors are taking any of this in stride?
They're definitely taking fiscal stimulus very important. It's very important to them. The one question, though, that we really have to ask is looking at how the market is interpreting everything that's going on. Fiscal stimulus is important. Whether a deal gets passed before the election, I think the market right now feels that it's a very low probability. The reason the market has been actually not reacting that much to it is as Biden is gaining in the polls and there's more certainty or perceived certainty about the outcome of an election. And as we see a trending blue wave or blue sweep, the market is basically saying, okay, if we get a deal, whether it's now or whether it's in the future, just getting a deal done is the most important thing.
But Abdur, can the markets really be this complacent? I mean, we learned in 2016 the danger of believing that a certain outcome is inevitable in the election. How do you think investors should be positioning, considering that?
Well, I mean, we like to think in terms of what investors are currently thinking about. And so as you think in terms of stimulus coming through the pipeline, there's a high likelihood that it will happen. And it doesn't matter who occupies 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, stimulus is likely to actually happen after the election at some point into 2021. And I think that the investors are not being complacent as much as they're thinking in terms of what is necessary to continue to buffer up the economy. And I think in general, what's happening is that there's not complacency. I wouldn't call it complacency. I would say there's pretty much agreement that at some point stimulus will have to come through to keep the labor markets continuing functioning and to keep people employed and keep people moving along. So I think there's general consensus around this.
Kristen, people are talking about the bear case politically in terms of the setup post-election day, and it mostly comes down to a split White House executive branch and most likely a split White House Senate, either Biden as president with the Republicans leading the Senate or vice versa. What do you think that would mean for equities? How much gridlock is there potentially baked into that?
I think we have to take a look at term over the next couple of weeks and months, and then look forward in terms of 12 to 18 months.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.